Hi, and welcome to the first ever virtual Port of Hope fundraiser event for Lafayette Urban Ministries Immigration Clinic. My name is Arielle Sable, and I'll be co-hosting this event with the amazing Jim Stone.
Amazing.
This year, since we can't physically be together to celebrate the LUM Immigration Clinic, we're doing it through video and this virtual event. Lafayette immigration community provides a kaleidoscope of culture for us to experience in our everyday life. Thanks to LUM's Immigration Clinic, our community has the ability to bring all these different cultures to a place you might not imagine, Lafayette, Indiana. Tonight, you're going to experience a world of culture in the comfort and safety of your own home. Through interviews, fun dance, food, and music, we'll experience a kaleidoscope of culture and feel the real impact that the LUM Immigration Clinic has on people here in the greater Lafayette area.
Thanks, Arielle. First, I want to start off with an overview of the great work of the Lafayette Urban Ministry Immigration Clinic and why we're all here tonight. The LUM Immigration Clinic helps U.S. citizens and green card holders bring their relatives legally to the U.S. The clinic assists victims of domestic violence obtain permission to live and work in the U.S. Permanent residents apply for citizenship, and dreamers go to school and to work. As you may know, the current immigration process is often difficult and confusing. Last year, the Immigration Clinic helped 256 individuals get through all the red tape, providing tens of thousands of dollars worth of certified legal assistance to those who could not afford it otherwise. The help offered by the LUM Immigration Clinic has been life-changing and life-giving. Clients served by the LUM Immigration Clinic receive quality, low-cost immigration law services. The clinic is recognized by the U.S. Department of Justice, and the legal team is composed of U.S. Department of Justice accredited representatives and attorneys. Most of the financial support needed for the LUM Immigration Clinic comes in once a year through this event. If throughout the night you would like to donate, you can text LUM POH, LUM Port of Hope, LUM-POH, to 41444 to donate and support.
Every dollar donated tonight, up to $30,000, will be matched thanks to the generous donation from the Schuff family. Thanks to the Schuff family's contribution, not only will your donation make a difference, but every dollar you give will be $2 to go towards the LUM Immigration Clinic. We thank Drs. Katan and Januja Schuff for their incredible generosity. We have an interview with the Schuffs up on LUM's social media if you'd like to watch more and see why they decided to contribute so generously to LUM. So Jim, should we get started with the first video?
I think we should get going with it.
All right.
I would love it, yeah.
That sounds great. Let's get started.
Okay.
Named Maria. Maria came to the U.S. more than 20 years ago with her husband, Jose. Maria has 3 adult children, and Maria and her husband, Jose, were essential workers throughout the entire pandemic, and they love living in Lafayette. Through the help of LUM's immigration services, Jose was able to renew his green card, and Maria filed for naturalization. Let's hear more about their story now.
Hello, my name is Maria Cárdenas. I came to Lafayette about 20 years ago from Illinois. The reason I moved here was that my husband decided to come and reside here. For me, Lafayette has been a wonderful place to live. I like it because I have seen my 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, grow up in a safe place. I consider this area to be a perfect place to grow a family. For me personally, for my family, and for my community, LUM has been a very good place. For me, this has been a place where I feel welcome and accepted. Every time I come here to work on papers needed for the process of citizenship, I have received great help. Everybody at LUM is courteous, welcoming, and very responsible. So I strongly recommend LUM for people in my situation. Thanks God, I am now a legal resident of the United States, and I am in the process of obtaining my citizenship. I believe this is an important and necessary step for my children who were born here, and to give back to this country. I am very grateful to the United States. I owe so much to this country. That is why I want to become a citizen. Only one of my children can vote, and I am very proud to see my child exercise this right and assume this responsibility. I want to vote too as soon as I become a citizen. For me, this is very important. We live here, so we need to support this country. I feel I can do this because LAM make this place and the process comfortable and safe. Everything they do here is done in a competent and caring manner. So I feel good coming here. I have to say, not everywhere is like this. So welcome and capable. When I come here, I know there will be people willing to help me who have experience. They have a process I can understand and is well organized. All this makes me feel good. I know I am in good hands and I will be taken care of. When I think in terms of the cost of working with private lawyers versus working with LAM, I realize this place makes the process very affordable. I have experience working with a private lawyer, and it was very expensive. LAM charges the bare minimum, and I understand that they take into account your income, how much you make, and try to work with that. This is a great benefit of this program. Many people do not know that and think in terms of how much it costs with private lawyers and decide they cannot afford it, so they never start the process. It is so helpful to come to a place where you're welcome. They help you with the cost and give you legal and personal orientation so you can succeed. So I came to LAM and had a great experience. I truly think this place is outstanding, and I strongly recommend it to anybody that needs these services. The people that work here are very accessible, competent, and have experience in these matters. LAM is really affordable, and they guided me very well through the process. LAM was recommended by a cousin of my husband. I needed to renew my resident status, and this relative told me about LAM, that it was a great place where they really want to help you. For someone like me, LAM is very, very important. In fact, I think there should be more places like this because the need is large and growing. When you consider the fact that many of the people that need these services live in precarious economic conditions, you can see how beneficial and important this place really is. I totally agree. The services provided by LAM are very useful. In fact, I want to come back to LAM to learn how to be a volunteer and be able to help other people in need of these services. Because my family and I were helped here, we should learn how to give back too. Now, with the situation created by COVID-19, things are quieter, but yes, definitely. This program helped me in multiple ways, and I really want to learn how to be useful to other people in need.
Maria's story is absolutely amazing when you see her hold on to that book of becoming a citizen. If you're moved by her story, please consider donating by texting LUM POH to 41444. Each donation will be matched up to $30,000.
All right, well, we're going to go from Maria's moving story to some of our own movement, but it's going to require everybody at home to get up on your feet. We're going to take part in a Zumba lesson from Carlitos Cantayas. Carlitos has some energy that we could all use. So without further ado, let's dance.
Hi, I am so happy being part of this meaningful event, Port of Hope. Thank you to LAM Immigration Clinic for inviting me. I am Carlitos Centellas. I am Zumba instructor. I'm happy to share a dance with all of you. Make sure you have a space and just let's have fun. All moves are welcome.
No pierdas tiempo y sé feliz, la vida es hoy. Así que dale, 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 dale. ¡Toma! Max Pisonante, Piso Music, elegante. ¡Va! Dale, que la vida es muy corta, ya no le dé bola, lo que digan no importa, no, no, dale, que la vida es muy corta, ya no le dé bola, lo que digan no importa, no, no, dale, 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 dale con el pom pom, sabes que te gusta la cumbia con reggaetón, tráeme la barra pa' que suenen esos bombos, bonky, bonky, bom, 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 y yo me voy pa' Buenos Aires y pa' Bogotá, después pa' Medellín, luego Córdoba, Barranquilla y Cartagena y pa' Tucumán, y después termino en Cali. Dale, que la vida es muy corta, ya no le dé bola, lo que digan no importa, no, no, dale, que la vida es muy corta, ya no le dé bola, lo que digan no importa, no, no, siempre positivo, la mala vibra la fumigo, pura buena energía respiro, bonky, bonky, bom, 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 y yo me voy pa' Buenos Aires y pa' Bogotá, después pa' Medellín, luego Córdoba, Barranquilla y Cartagena y pa' Tucumán, y después termino en Cali. Dime, parcero. Ponele onda, métele pila, que nos fuimos para arriba. Dale, que la vida es muy corta, ya no le dé bola, lo que digan no importa, no, no, dale, que la vida es muy corta, ya no le dé bola, lo que digan no importa. Sube de rap, de Venezuela para Argentina, de Argentina a Colombia, de Colombia pa' Miami, Max Pisonante, Piso Music, elegante, mi gente del mundo, póngale onda, metan en pila, que es muy corta la vida. No pierdas tiempo y sé feliz, la vida es hoy. Dale.
Wow, that was amazing. Carlito's energy and smile is contagious. You've been dancing the entire time. You need to practice. You need to practice a little bit more.
I thought you
of your
were
dancing.
practicing with me.
I don't dance, and that's a long story we don't want to get into.
I think you did some of this, some of this, some of this.
You know what? I'll just stick to talking. That's all I want to do. Is that okay with you?
That's okay with me. I think I should too.
Okay. We're going from dance to food. Up next, we're going to visit with Aparna in her kitchen. Aparna is an immigrant who started volunteering for LUM 4 years ago. She stays connected to her home country of India through food and shares one of her favorite recipes in the next clip.
I'm in my mom, Aparna Puri's kitchen today, and I'm going to ask her some questions about working at the immigration clinic. So, how did you get involved with the clinic?
So this was almost 4 years ago, soon after the elections in 2016. I was very disturbed by the negative rhetoric that was in our lives every day, and it was about immigrants and the Muslim ban and a lot of family separations that really disturbed me, and the rhetoric that immigrants are criminals and they're dirty, and that had not been my personal experience at all with immigrants or in my community. And as an immigrant myself, it was a very personal issue for me, and so I started volunteering at the immigration clinic.
Can you talk to us about your experience about being an immigrant yourself?
Sure. So I came here with my husband 35 years ago to do my doctorate in French literature. I didn't feel alone because there were many foreign students in my department. And one of the ways I stayed connected to my home back in India at that time was through food. I craved certain foods and I tried to cook it. Now back then there was no internet, phone calls were really expensive, I didn't have many cookbooks, but somehow I recreated just based on taste. Immigrant kitchens are great because they show us that America itself has such an enormous richness of gastronomy, and we have 400 years of immigrant history.
So what are you cooking for us tonight?
Tonight I'm cooking one of our family favorites that I've been cooking for many years, that I learned from a chef known as Madhuri Jaffrey from London, whose book I had when I first came to this country, and it's lemon cilantro chicken.
As you can imagine, there is a tremendous variety of cuisines in the Indian subcontinent. There is no such thing as curry powder in India. Instead, households use many different spices to give harmonious and unique flavors to their cooking.
So here are some spices which you probably don't know: garam masala and cumin powder, turmeric, which makes everything yellow. I have some Persian lime, and then this is something which is really interesting. It's called a masala dabba, and it has all the spices that I use on an everyday basis. I'm serving delicious food that I made today. There's some lentils that we call dal, and then it's some spinach and paneer. The spinach, actually, it's not spinach, it's called saag, but it has broccoli and mustard greens and collard greens and broccoli rabe and lots of other stuff. And here's some chicken that we just made, cilantro lemon chicken that has been family favorite for a long time. So here you go.
Thank you, Aparna, for sharing your recipe and for your volunteer work at LUM. It's great to have people like you that make our community better. All right, so we've had food, we've had dance, we've seen amazing interviews, and we only have a couple more cultural experiences to share before we end tonight with a great performance from Clave Caribe. But before we get there, I want to remind folks at home that the donations LUM receives tonight help them run all year and help hundreds of people in our community. Please donate tonight by texting LUMPOH to 41444.
A few weeks ago, Monica Casanova, the Assistant Director of LUM's Immigration Clinic, sat down with Sujay Veja, author of the book Latino Heartland. Let's hear about what she had to say in this video that is so relevant today.
What inspired you to research this area and this work?
So I grew up in California and Texas and then moved to the Midwest to do my PhD work. And I remember my first drive to the Midwest running into Latinos or, Spanish speakers. And I was ashamed that I didn't know that there were Spanish speakers in the Midwest. And not just in the Midwest, I knew about Chicago, but smaller towns in the Midwest. And so I was really like, it was a mix of curiosity, but more like a respect of wanting to make sure that other people knew those stories and acknowledge the work and, the experience. It's very different from other parts of the States, even different from urban areas like Chicago or Indianapolis.
Did you find anything surprising in your research or something unexpected?
I wasn't sure what to expect in the Midwest. And I think one of the things I was really happy, like it was really neat to see, was when anti-immigrant narratives came down politically, when there was rallies and marches. I saw people from like, either, that had just arrived maybe 3 months ago to people who were third, fourth generation Latinos in Lafayette who were working together and fighting. And so there was a coalition that was being built. Even actually, I interviewed one individual who was himself a Republican and otherwise had, conservative point of view, but he himself said, this is one topic that I don't agree with my party. And he said, I will, defend till the death my compas, even though he wasn't obviously undocumented and he wasn't an immigrant really himself either. I saw that in general, when politicians, when the news media, when the conversations came in and attacking Spanish speakers, undocumented immigrants, right, ethnically Mexican individuals or Latinos, I saw that the communities in Lafayette rallied together, right? They were kind of join arms with each other and say, attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. And I really appreciated that.
No, that's great. And then, so what do you hope readers take away after reading your book?
I think ultimately, like what I hope for everyone, and this isn't just the Midwest or Lafayette, but across, the country, I would hope that they understand the humanity and the contributions of their neighbors that are Spanish speakers, right? Of the Latinx community that does not want to come take your jobs, does not want to come ruin your neighborhood or your suburbs, right? They're actually seeking the same life that everyone else is seeking. They also don't want crime. They also, right, want a stable economy. And I think that hopefully from the book, they understand the contributions they make and they understand that it's not as easy as just learning English tomorrow or assimilating into the US, but really it's about balancing, right, the love for your family, the love for your culture, the love for your experiences in another nation with the love that's growing for where you live, and how you can make those kind of connections very nicely. I found that a lot of Latino families in Lafayette were suturing themselves, right? Like they were weaving themselves into the fabric of what it means to live in central Indiana, while also maintaining their heritage and being proud of who they were. And that's what I hope. I hope for both the Latino, Latinx community in Lafayette to understand that that's possible, right? That they don't have to be ashamed of who they are or assimilate or have tensions like the Tejanos do with each other. And then for the non-Latino population, I'd hope that they understand the humanity as well as the contributions and the potential of being a better community together.
You guys now.
What an interesting interview and wonderful book. Thank you so much, Monica and Sujay. Well, folks, before we have our final performance, from Clava Caribe. I can't roll my R's the way you do. We wanted to introduce you to one of our great volunteers named Patricia. Many of you may be interested in volunteering with LUM, and Patricia will share with you the ways to get involved with the clinic.
I decided to do this because I started by teaching the citizenship class, which the immigration clinic, I didn't teach, I taught a couple sessions each time. And that was really very interesting in terms of meeting the people who wanted to become citizens of our country and kind of being inspired by them in terms of how patriotic they are and how much they really want this. They want to become a part of this country and are so proud when they do. So that kind of got me started. And then some of the things that have happened recently that make our country not look like a friendly country to immigrants, and that's what our country is built on. None of us came here, unless we're American Indians. We're born here, so we all come from somewhere and have a story. And so I thought, well, I want to do something that will show people that we are a welcoming community and that there is a place for them. So I thought this was a good thing to try to do. Things that I've learned from all the things I've done through life. People are people. They have families. They have loved ones. They want to be together. They want to be a part of something. They're not, just as with any group, there's some not so good, there's some good. You just take who they are and deal with them. And I think probably one of the things that I have learned most from this class is the ways that we can help. There are options available, and I'm just so glad that there's still people who want to be part of this country. And if we can make that happen, then that's my goal. And I think particularly this community seems to be, just coming off of Port of Hope last night, to see the enthusiasm for the immigration clinic and what's going on was exciting. I just think that it's important that more people meet the people who are wanting to come to this country to immigrate. And I think that's, again, the class showed me how excited people are to be here and how proud they are to be part of this.
Thank you, Patricia, for sharing your story. If you're interested in volunteering, you can comment below or you can reach out to the LUM Immigration Clinic through their website. Well, it's been an amazing night. We've danced, we've heard moving stories, we learned a new recipe, and we've raised money for an important cause. We want you to know that there were many videos not included tonight's event, which you can find on LUM's social media. Before our last video, we wanted to give you one more opportunity to donate to this wonderful cause. We hope you've learned a lot and have had a lot of fun. Again, you can donate to the LUM Immigration Clinic by texting LUMPOH to 41444.
And with that, we want everyone on their feet again for our last video. A performance from, could you roll it for me?
Clave Caribe.
Thank you. They play Latin music such as salsa, merengue, cumbia. Is that how you say that? We hope you enjoy their music now.
In behalf of Clave Caribe, I wanted to thank you for the outstanding work and service the LUM organization provides to our immigrant neighbors here in the greater Lafayette area.
Things happen, huh?
We're having a little bit of a technical glitch, but we're gonna get that music going in a second.
It's, when we showed Maria a little bit earlier,
yeah,
I had a chance to sit and talk with her and do that. And it was so interesting to speak with her through an interpreter, which I had never done, but to see the story, to see the look in her eyes, to see her husband Jose, to see what he was all about, because we spoke with him. He was truly amazing, and to speak with both of them was truly inspirational.
Yeah.
And you just go, sometimes I think as a person who grew up in the United States, that we take it for granted, how hard it is and how much people appreciate it when they get here. You may hear some bad things about immigration, but there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good work when they come to the United States because they love it.
Yeah, I mean, they were working through the entire pandemic. They were essential employees, and I think it's so important to share their stories. We often, hear about immigration in the news, but we don't hear their stories.
Right.
And it's so important to have, places like this and LUM to hear about it more. So,
shall we do some music?
All right, let's hear the music.
In behalf of Clave Caribe, I wanted to thank you for the outstanding work and service the LUM organization provides to our immigrant neighbors here in the Greater Lafayette area. We understand the importance of quality immigrant service and the impact it provides to our community. We thank you for letting Clave Caribe be part of this event. Can't wait to see you guys next year. And on behalf of Clave Caribe, I wish you many blessings and a safe and happy holidays.
Los días duran para siempre. Dame un minuto con amor. La noche siempre amanece. Dame un minuto con amor. El mundo se me hace pequeño. Un minuto con amor. Cualquier angustia tiene remedio. Con un minuto de tu amor. Con un minuto de tu amor. La ciencia se hace fantasía. Con un minuto de tu amor. Yo vivo y muero cada día. Con un minuto de tu amor. El mundo se me hace pequeño. Con un minuto de tu amor. Cualquier angustia tiene remedio. Con un minuto de tu amor. Ajá. Es suficiente para que nada sea suficiente. Todo se hace peligroso, porque ya nada se me hace peligroso. Todo es justo, como todo lo injusto. Nada es real, así como la ilusión de la realidad. La 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 la. Un minuto de tu amor.
the script again? Or no?
It's been an amazing evening, and I'll tell you why it's an amazing evening. Because I got to break out the gold glitter jacket. Anytime I get to break out the gold glitter jacket, and believe me, in 2020, there haven't been many times or opportunities to bust it out. So to be here with the gold glitter jacket has been amazing.
Well, it looks amazing.
Thank you.
I wish I had a golden glitter jacket as well. But
Everybody should have a golden glitter jacket.
all
Don't
right.
you think?
I think so.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, well, I'll have to get myself one. I just want to thank you, Jim, and thank everybody. It's been an amazing evening.
It's been great. Thank you to everyone who contributed tonight. We say thanks to the Chef family again, and we cannot wait to see everyone in person very, very soon.
That sounds great. And again, if you want to donate, you can text LUM POH to 41444. And thanks for watching.